Just like we can move major chords and major seventh chords up the fretboard with forms that are connected, we can move dominant seventh chords in similar positions. The difference between the major seventh chord and the dominant seventh chord is just one note. The 7 moves down a half step to the flat 7, and that creates your dominant seventh chord. So here we'll take a look at the major seventh chords we learned in the last video and shift them to a dominant seventh chord. So here's our first major 7 chord, the G major 7 in position 3 here. The shape in this chord involves these intervals. 1, my third finger is playing a 7. The pinky here gets the major third. The second finger on the second string, 3rd fret, is playing a 5. So I need to move the note that my third finger is playing down a half step. Well, I'll have to reconfigure my fingers. But once I do that, I get 1, flat 7, 3, and then 5. So that's a G dominant 7. If we look at the next chord up, the next major 7 chord, that was this guy. And this shape involves these intervals. Here's 1, 5, here's a major 7 here, and then my 3. So I need to take that major 7 and move it down a half step. So instead of this, I'm going to get this. So that's a dominant 7th chord based on this G as a root. The next shape up was this guy. It was our C-shaped G major 7. We run into a little trouble here because this interval placement looks like this. 1, 3, 5, major 7, and then there's a 3 there, right? Well, I want to play this flat 7 here on the second string, 6th fret, but that's a little hard to get to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this 5 and play this note here on the 10th fret, 3rd string. So now I have this 1, 3, flat 7, and I'll just play this 1 here. Now if I want to bring back the 5, I'll drop the 1 here because I already have one down here, and shift this finger to play the flat 7 and use my pinky to play the 5. So that's another inversion in the same spot. All right, so then we have the G major 7 that was here, part of that A shape, right? That's a 1, 5, major 7 here, right? And then a 3 and a 5 there. So my second finger is playing the major 7. If I just lift that up, it reveals the flat 7 that my first finger is playing as a bar. Right? And then the last shape, right? And this one is 5, 1, 3, major 7. Well, that's pretty easy. You just take that note down a half step and play this. And you've probably seen it played like this as well. All right, it's just that easy. We just take a look at the construction inside the chord and alter the appropriate note, in this case the 7 moving down a half step to the flat 7. And bada bing, bada boom, you've got your dominant 7th chord. All right, have fun.